Hello, and welcome to the announcement for the 2024 Ned Kelly Awards. Before we start, I would like to acknowledge that I am hosting this event from the land of the Wurundjeri people of the Kulin Nation and pay my respects on behalf of all the authors, organisers, and readers to all Indigenous people, their elders, past and present, and to acknowledge for those of us watching here in Australia that we are on land that was and always will be Aboriginal land. My name is Jane Harper. I'm an Australian author of books including The Dry and Exiles, and I am so delighted to be welcoming you to the Ned Kelly Awards. I've won this award a few times. I've got the certificates and trophies proudly displayed behind me, as you can see, and it was a real highlight and honour of my career to be recognised for a Ned Kelly Award. So I'm so excited for all the long-listed and shortlisted candidates who have had their talents celebrated. This is a beautiful award, and it's so exciting to really recognise the range of immense talent we have in this country. So let's get into it. Firstly, I'd like to hear from the chair of the Australian Crime Writers Association. She's an author, a reviewer, a journalist, a volunteer, a mentor, and an Australian and international crime writing judge, Karina Kilmore.
Welcome everyone, and congratulations to all our wonderful crime writers, not just those who enter the Ned Kelly Awards, but all authors around Australia, published and unpublished. Writing a book is a very tough gig. This year has proved another showcase of the writing talent we have in Australia. Almost every form of entertainment starts from someone's writing, and that's why we love to celebrate our crime writers each year with the Ned Kelly Awards. The Australian Crime Writers Association is proud to present another wonderful lineup of authors, from our newest writers with their very first books in the debut category, the best of Australia's journalism and non-fiction writers in the True Crime Award, the cream of the global genre in the International Award, and of course our very own highly skilled, talented authors in the Best Crime Fiction category. Thank you for all the hours of time and energy from the members of our volunteer committee. Dave Wish-Wilson, Jackie Horwood, Alan Clark, Tara Mitchell, Claire Bayer, Robert Goodman, Kate Hamilton, Annemieke Jongen, and a farewell to committee member Georgina Hayden. An extra special thank you to the very generous Dr. Antonio Didio and his friends of the Ned Kelly Awards. Without your generous private donation, we would not be here again tonight supporting and promoting Australian authors. And of course, thank you also to our judging panels. We are honoured to have such committed and expert people on our panels. They have given up many hours to read, analyse, discuss, debate, argue this year's entries to get to where we are tonight, the announcement of the 2024 Ned Kelly Awards for Australian crime writing. Thank you, Jane.
Thanks, Karina. Now on to our first award. First up is the Ned Kelly Award for the Best Debut Crime Fiction. Now, I actually won this award myself a few years ago, and it was such an exciting moment. It's one of my personal favourite memories. So here to announce the winner for this year on behalf of the debut judging panel is Robert Goodman. He is former chair of the Australian Crime Writers Association, a long-time Ned Kelly judge, and a crime fiction reviewer on his blog, Pile by the Bed.
Thanks, Jane. It's always a real pleasure as a crime reader to discover new voices, and we had 30 entries in the Best Debut category of the Ned Kelly Awards this year. There was plenty of great new rural crime, of course, but we also had courtroom dramas, historical investigations, dives into the underbelly, and political thrillers. And while many of these crimes were solved by hard-working, although lovingly flawed detectives, we also had stories led by journalists, teenagers, soldiers, winemakers, firefighters, historians, and a ghost. I'd like to thank my fellow judges Fiona Lansdowne and Jeff Popple, who helped in the enjoyable but tough task of judging this diverse bunch. And here is a shortlist. Fiona Britton brings 1930s Sydney vividly to life in Violet Kelly and the Jade Ale. Violet Kelly is an unusual heroine, an orphan and now the top employee at a Sydney brothel with a strong sense of justice. Violet can't help but get involved when she discovers a kidnapped girl and finds herself in a world of dark dealings and difficult decisions. Set in a small country town in semi-rural New South Wales, Lucy Campbell's debut, Lowbridge, is a slow-burning crime novel that moves smoothly between its dual timelines of 2018 and 1987. Sharp social observations support a solid mystery with an unexpected resolution. 2 local police investigate the drowning death of a 12-year-old girl in Vanuatu. A seemingly straightforward procedural, Murder in the Pacific, if for a point, explores the complexities of modern Vanuatu with a wry humour. Matt Francis delivers with a great sense of place and community and 2 endearing central characters. Four Dogs Missing by Rhys Gard is also the name of the top winery in Munchie, run by an antisocial winemaker whose life is shaken up when his long-lost twin brother reappears out of the blue. This sets off a chain of events involving murder, winery wars, lost paintings and secret pasts. Four Dogs Missing is strongly written with well-developed characters, and while there's plenty of mayhem, as Candace Fox points out on the cover, no dogs are harmed in this novel. Targeted to young adult readers, Troy Hunter's Gus and the Missing Boy centres around Gus, a teenager who discovers that he bears an uncanny resemblance to the aged-up picture of a child who went missing many years before. Together with his 2 very different best friends, Gus sets out to investigate, unearthing long-held family secrets. Byron Bay is well used as a setting for Beacon by P.A. Thomas, in which the son of a media mogul and the daughter of the editor of the local newspaper team up to investigate the death of her father. A little suspension of disbelief is required, helped along by the engaging central relationship and an enjoyable, fast-paced plot. In Darcy Tyndale's debut, The Fall Between, Detective Rebecca Giles transfers to the Hunter Valley in New South Wales in order to also care for her ageing ex-cop father. Underpinned by evocative descriptions of its small-town setting, The Fall Between is an intricate mix of old and new crimes with an engagingly flawed protagonist. And the winner of the Ned Kelly Award for Best Debut Crime Fiction for 2024 is Murder in the Pacific, if for a point, by Matt Francis. Congratulations, Matt.
Hello, I'm Matt Francis, and I still can't quite believe that my book, Murder in the Pacific, if for a point, has been successful. Thank you. I really would like to acknowledge all those other wonderful authors whose books debuted this year as well. It's been an incredible year for Australian authors of crime. I'd like to acknowledge and thank all those at Big Sky Publishing who allowed my dream to come true, particularly Diane, Sharon, Alison and Jodie. Thank you also to the judges and the association for ensuring our successes are shared so widely. I'd like to thank my family for allowing me to slip away over the summer to write this book and those that followed. This was always a love letter to the Vanuatu country and its people, and I do hope that maybe some of you might read it. Thank you once again. I really do appreciate it.
Huge congratulations, Matt. What an incredible start to your writing career to pick up a Ned Kelly Award for your very first novel. Well done. Now, this next award is the True Crime Award, and this always comes with mixed blessings. On one hand, the books in this category are always very well written and very meticulously researched, but at the same time, they do tell stories of real people and real suffering. To introduce the Ned Kelly True Crime Award is Tara Mitchell. Now, Tara, growing up in Adelaide, which I'm told is also known as the strange murder capital of the world, meant an interest in crime was somewhat inevitable for Tara. After discovering a passion for fermented grapes as well, working in the wine trade has taken Tara around the globe, providing an excellent cover for her research into international espionage that she puts to great use in her own writing.
Hello, I'm Tara Mitchell, and along with my fellow judges, Emily Webb and Laurie Oakes, I had the honour of judging the Best True Crime category of the Ned Kelly Awards this year. On behalf of the panel and the Australian Crime Writers Association, I'm very proud to announce the finalists and the winner for the Ned Kelly Awards for Best True Crime 2024. The Teacher's Pet by Hedley Thomas. Anyone with even a passing interest in true crime will be aware of the murder of Lynette Sims and the podcast phenomenon that is The Teacher's Pet. The book of the same name is an in-depth account of Hedley Thomas's investigation into Lynette's life and a fascinating behind-the-scenes account of what really goes into the production of an award-winning podcast. Hedley has truly given back the Sims family their voice and helped seek justice for Lynette in this book. Crossing the Line by Nick Mackenzie. This is an explosive investigation into war crimes committed by a highly decorated Australian soldier, Ben Robert Smith, who had the support of high-level politicians, media moguls, and the general public, none of whom could believe he could have committed the heinous acts being whispered about behind closed doors. Nick's dogged pursuit of the truth came at great personal cost, coming under fire from all angles. But justice triumphs at the end of an epic legal battle. Killing for Country by David Marr. The research into this gripping reckoning of the frontier wars was sparked when David Marr was shocked to discover his forebears had served with the brutal native police in some of the bloodiest years ever seen in Australia. A richly detailed saga of politics and power in the colonial world, this is a tale of land seized, fortunes made and lost, and the violence let loose as squatters and their allies fought for possession of the country, a war still unresolved in modern Australia. Reckless by Morelle Day. In her youth, amidst the throes of a reckless grief, aspiring Australian writer Morelle Day is caught up in an adventure on the high seas, forging an unlikely bond with an international fugitive travelling under a pseudonym. A unique combination of true crime and memoir that reads like a fiction novel, Morelle pieces together her skipper's true identity as a soldier of fortune, an opportunist, an embezzler and a hijacker over their subsequent 30-year correspondence. Murder Squad by Michael Adams. During the darkest days of the Great Depression in Australia, a succession of bloody mysteries captured headlines and gripped the entire nation. In this meticulously researched book, podcaster and author Michael Adams follows the Sydney detectives known as the Murder Squad in their quest to solve grisly cases like the Hammer Horror, the Bungendore Bones, the Park Demon, the Human Glove, and the Pajama Girl. And now, without further ado, it's my great pleasure to announce the winner of the 2024 Ned Kelly Award for Best True Crime, Crossing the Line by Nick Mackenzie. The judges agreed that Crossing the Line is an outstanding example of tenacious and relentless investigative journalism. Nick Mackenzie stared down legal and physical intimidation to uncover an astounding raft of unspeakable crimes that had been kept under wraps by a campaign of bullying and menace against would-be whistleblowers. It is an absolute tour de force and a worthy winner of this year's Best True Crime Award. Congratulations, Nick.
Good evening, everybody. Nick Mackenzie here. Just want to say how thrilled and delighted I am to win this amazing award. Thanks to the judges. Incredible that my book got up given all the other terrific books that were running as well. I'm really, really excited. This book could not have been written, and the story of Ben Robert Smith could not have been told without the really brave men of the SAS who stood up to Ben Robert Smith, exposed his war crimes, helped us as reporters, me and my colleague Chris Masters, helped me write the book, but most importantly told the truth about what happened in Afghanistan, not just to various inquiries, but in our defamation court case, which my book deals with. Without their absolute moral courage, one of the biggest scandals in Australian history would have been covered up. Instead, you can read about it in my book and the public can know what they deserve to know about. So thanks again. Have a wonderful evening. I'm so thrilled and delighted.
Huge congratulations. Now, as all of us know, the international crime writing world is such a vast and exciting place. And readers, I know I do, just love the crime genre. And here to introduce the Ned Kelly Best International Crime Fiction Award is Alan Carter. Alan lives just south of Hobart in Tasmania, and he is the author of 5 Cato Kwong novels and the Nick Chester novels set in New Zealand. Alan is both a Ned Kelly Award winner and a Nio Marsh Award winner, and his novels have been translated into French, German, and Spanish.
Hello, it's been both a privilege and a pleasure to be part of the international judging panel for the Ned Kellys. It's a high-quality field with some very well-known names and a range of themes from twisty domestic psychological noir through to zeitgeisty conspiracy thrillers. So some tough decisions to be made, and I'd really like to thank my fellow judges, Kath Keneally and Ilona Tobin. The shortlisted entries were The Search Party, Hannah Rochelle, Claire Bayliss, Dice, Ruth Ware, 0 Days, Louise Candlish, The Only Suspect, Michael Connolly, Resurrection Walk, and Eleanor Catton, Burnham Wood. And the winner of the 2024 Ned Kelly Award for Best International Crime Fiction is Louise Candlish, the only suspect. Congratulations.
Hi, I'm Louise Candlish, and I wanted to say a huge thank you to all of you at the Australian Crime Writers Association and everyone who voted for me to win the wonderful Ned Kelly Award for Best International Crime. It's such a huge surprise and a great honour, and I have to tell you that earlier this year I did in fact see Ned Kelly's armour in the Victoria State Library, so it makes it even more special. Thank you so much.
Congratulations, Louise. Now, onto our big headline award, the Ned Kelly Award for the Best Crime Fiction 2024. To introduce this category and announce the award is Danny V. Now, Danny is a children's author and publisher, and she also has a short crime story in Dark Deeds 2. Danny is also the well-known host of the Words and Nerds podcast, where she speaks to authors and illustrators about their work, and the podcast has more than 1 million downloads. Over to you, Danny.
Hi, Danny B here. I love judging the Ned Kelly Awards, but it's an impossible task with such incredibly talented writers and books that just keep getting better and better every year. A shout out to our little team of judges, Karina Kilmore, David Collins, and Paul Hunter, who always provide thought-provoking conversations about books and love crime fiction as much as I do. The shortlist was so incredibly enjoyable to read, and there were some robust discussions amongst our group about which book should win. So here they are, the Ned Kelly Awards Best Crime Fiction shortlist. Number 1, the wonderfully quirky and clever closed circle mystery Everyone on This Train is a Suspect by Benjamin Stevenson is one of my personal standouts. Number 2, psychological thriller Dark Mode by Ashley Kalajian Blunt explores the terrifying reality of the dark web and the price we pay for surrendering our privacy one click at a time. I loved this book. Number 3, the page-turning spy thriller Killer, Traitor, Spy by Tim Aleph shows that Tim is such a master of this genre and I love his work. Number 4, richly layered crime fiction thriller Ripper by Shelley Burr is brilliantly twisty and clever, and this is exactly what we've come to expect from Shelley. Number 5, unnerving, surprising, and beautifully crafted Dark Corners by Megan Golden was an absolute standout for me, and I've been a massive fan of her for a really long time. Number 6, Jane Harper describes this book as one that grabs you hard and doesn't let you go, and I couldn't agree more. Darling Girls by Sally Hepworth is a must-read for crime fiction lovers. Number 7, this book got the judges pretty excited, me included. The Tea Ladies by Amanda Hampson was a refreshing and original read, and it really is a wickedly witty, cozy crime. And cozy crime, I've noticed, is definitely making a comeback, so can't wait for more of that. Number 8, as always, Chris Hammer provides us with yet another stunning thriller, The Seven, a complex and richly layered crime fiction novel. But there can only be one winner. All the judges absolutely loved this cleverly written and timely novel. So the winner of the 2024 Ned Kelly Award for Best Crime Fiction is Darling Girls by Sally Hepworth.
Hello, I'm Sally Hepworth, and I am so utterly thrilled to win the Ned Kelly Award for Best Crime Fiction 2024. Darling Girls is my 9th novel, and I know you're not supposed to have favourites because every book has its highs and lows and is a true labour of love, but I'm especially proud of Darling Girls. I wrote it in a really difficult time of my life, and so it's been extra special to see it win an award such as this. So thank you to my readers in Australia and overseas. I would not be an author without you. Thank you so much to the Crime Writers Association of Australia. Thank you to the judges for giving me this award. Thank you to my publisher Pam McMillan here in Australia, St Martin's Press in the US, and my wonderful literary agent Rob Wiseback. A huge congratulations to all the other winners and shortlisted authors. What a year it has been for crime fiction, and I'm a huge fan of all of your books. So exciting to be part of this talented bunch. Thank you again.
Congratulations, Sally. What a wonderful novel you've written. This was actually personally one of my favourites this year. I wasn't on the judging panel at all, but I am so delighted to see Sally Hepworth take home this award for her beautiful, well-written, gripping book. And congratulations to all of the winners, all of the shortlisted authors. We had more than 180 authors who entered Ned Kelly Awards this year, which is a fantastic number. And what wonderful shortlists there were for each category. I'm sure all of us have our reading list sorted for the coming months, getting through all of those fantastic books. That is all from us for the 2024 Ned Kelly Awards for Australian Crime Writing. Thank you so much for joining us. Thank you to our authors and to our hosts and to the judges and to all of you who have supported Australian crime by buying and sharing and reading the novels and the books. Please continue to help support our industry and join the Australian Crime Writers Association so we can continue to acknowledge and celebrate the wonderful world that is Australian crime writing. Good night and congratulations to everybody.